Hey, Danny, you good?
Yeah. Can you see me?
Dude, I have no clue what the fuck happened. Okay, hold up 1 second.
I can't
Give
see
me a
you.
minute real quick. Really? Dude, what the fuck,
Can you
man?
see me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Dude, I have no clue what the fuck is going on here today.
Hey, are you live? Like, can you be cussing, bro? Are we live?
Dude, I don't care. I mean, I can just delete it. That's fine. But it's like,
Okay,
what's
okay.
going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Wait.
It's hella trippy.
Dude, I have no clue what the fuck is going on. Oh, wait, no, they got it on. Oh, dang, we live, we live. Okay. We're good. I have no clue what's going on. No clue. We're live though. I mean, I have no.
Hey, we have to keep this clip, Kate. I don't know how you're gonna do it. We have to
Yeah,
keep this clip.
I have no clue how this is like. This makes none of this makes sense to me. It's I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi. I don't know if it's the service. Everything looks so bad. It's bad. All right, I think we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to 94 Feet. Finally getting everything set up the way we needed to. Like I said, I have no clue what we're gonna do, how we're gonna edit this or whatnot. We'll just probably, honestly, we'll just let it play. I don't care. We just gotta make. We're good. We're good. But like I said, welcome back to 94 Feet. We got ourselves a loaded show today. We got a lot to talk about, a lot going on. We were talking, and obviously the NBA. We got to talk about what's going on with the Lakers, Nets. Some of these teams that were supposed to be doing really good this season, they're kind of flopping here in the first few weeks. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about some other, we got fit of the week, of course. And of course, we've also got a little bit more set aside for fashion this week. We got we got the best Halloween drops over the past few years. We got some Fate King predictions, who we think is going to be some of the best dressed players in the NBA. We're also going to talk a little bit about shoes. The LeBron 20s recently dropped, and we're going to be talking about those a little bit. No, we lost Danny again. Hold up, dude. This is so bad. Hey, Danny, you good?
I'm back. Kate, can you hear
Dude,
me?
oh my god, yeah. Oh, dude, this is terrible. We might just have to scrap this entire stream at some point. But yeah, we're good. We're good now. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover today. So sorry about the
Okay.
quick delay, but we'll get right back. We'll get right into it. Danny, we're gonna start off with your Lakers. Danny, what 0-5? What's going on with them?
Hey, Kate, 0-5, more like 1-5. Kate, can you hear me okay? Because I know my Wi-Fi
Yeah,
is not doing too good, but I'm smooth right now, right?
yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. So I guess we'll just keep going. Kate, 1-5, you must have missed the game. Big
I
bounce back
did.
win against the Nuggets. Kate, the hat is coming back. I put the hat in retirement. I also feel weird. Can we adjust the mustache before we keep going on? Like
Hey,
I still got to get
you
used
gotta
to it.
address it. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say you
yeah, yeah.
gotta address the mustache. I don't gotta address
Brought out the
anything.
mustache for the first time. We'll see if I like it. But if the Lakers keep playing like this, maybe I'll have to keep the mustache around. Um, yeah, Lakers had his back on. Kate, after they lost to the Nuggets on Wednesday night, ESPN game, prime time for them to shine. We've taken down the Nuggets before in the playoffs on my 2020 run. It was smooth. And I said I'm not watching a single minute of the Lakers until they win a game. So they finally brought back the W today. And Kate, I just got to address this real quick since we're talking the lineup, the Lakers. I think they found a lineup that works, a starting lineup that works. Russell Westbrook is bought into that sixth man. I know he faked a hamstring injury. Okay. He put on his big boy pants though, and he played great tonight, looking like can I say vintage Westbrook on the UCLA Bruins. Kate, their jerseys, they had like the Minneapolis colorways, the baby
Yeah,
blue
I
and
saw
gold
that.
and white. Hey, that looked like UCLA Westbrook coming off the bench, doing his role, 2 for 4 from three. If Westbrook is going to make 2 open threes a game, that's all you need out of him. So it looks like this starting lineup with LeBron and AD as the two big guys. Troy Brown, someone who can shoot threes too. Lonnie Walker. Every time I do watch the Lakers, it's Lonnie Walker hitting a big shot or something. He looks like he was a good seal. We need Beverly to turn around, but I'll start with this. I think we found a lineup that works. Kay, what's your reaction to that?
Honestly, I mean, if you guys got a lineup that works, that's the most important thing. I mean, it took you 5 games, but you finally got there. Also, Danny, real quick, wait, you're using your computer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, check what I just sent you. But yeah, no, yeah, I mean, if you can find yourselves an actual lineup that works, I mean, 5 games into the season, you're lucky it's 5 games into the season. It could be a lot worse from there. It could have been 10, 15, 20 games into the season, but there's no coming back from that. Dude, this stream is so bad. Oh my god. Wi-Fi is killing us.
Bro, delete that picture, bro.
Oh, okay. We gotta post. Dude, this is a
Okay.
terrible stream. But yeah, no, okay.
This stream is going all over the place.
Dude, it's so bad.
And we need to take that off Twitter. There's a picture of me. The double
Dude,
chin is popping. The angle, the beater.
it's so
Nah.
bad. It's so bad.
Sorry,
All right, but
continue.
okay, we're back. Okay, yeah. So like I was saying, the Lakers, I mean, they're lucky if this is a roster they need. They're lucky it's happening 5 games into the season. I mean, you can go down 0-5 to start the season. That's okay as long as you guys find themselves a roster that fits well. Do I believe this is going to be the roster of the future for the Lakers? Absolutely not. I still have no trust in this team. Obviously, the fact that Russ had a good game, you got to understand this is his first good game in 6 games. Like, it sucks to say, but that trend looks like it's going to continue that same way, where you're not going to be seeing him play that well over the next few, you're not going to be seeing him play that well that consistently. If he does, good for him, but I just don't see it happening. Obviously, you mentioned Bev has to continue to do better. I completely agree. Pat Bev, I mean, you obviously bring him in as a guy that you're not really expecting offense out of him. You're expecting him to just be a gritty defensive player. And then on top of that, just overall a guy that's going to be able to bring energy. You mentioned Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker, I feel like as I mentioned in the past, he had a good time when he was in San Antonio. Obviously now finding his way as a role player in LA. And again, you mentioned it. It's a team full of guys, and these guys have just so happened to have put good stats up in the past for their previous teams. So it's definitely in the making to have this happen again. But just in this situation, I feel like I don't know. It's a win. It's a good win against a very good Nuggets team, but I just don't know how to really take this win. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you how to take this win, Kade. There's this kid on the Los Angeles Lakers named Austin Reeves. Kind of tall white guy, hits the threes, knows his role. Kade, do you remember a tall white guy who used to play with LeBron back in the day in Cleveland? Kevin Love. Hey, if Austin Reeves can buy into some sort of Kevin Love role, Kade, hitting threes, getting some rebounds, hey, that's what I like to see. Is there a resemblance there, or is that a reach?
Oh, it's 100% a reach. I was gonna say it's Kevin. If you want to talk about maybe a lower down Kevin Love, maybe the way Kevin Love is playing now, but nah, I don't see that at all. That's 100% a reach. I mean, Danny, what are you talking about?
Okay, maybe it's Matt Ryan. Maybe it's Matt Ryan. Hey, I was clowning on this dude on our last show. I said he could deliver me a pizza and I wouldn't recognize him and he's playing for the Lakers. Tonight he only played 12 minutes, 2 for 4 from the field, hit two threes. This dude's a guy that can shoot. He made 2.7 threes per game at Chattanooga. Then he undrafted to the Celtics. They dumped him. They didn't want him at all. Lakers picked him up. If Matt Ryan can give you 20 minutes a game and hit 2 threes a game, stretch the floor, and Austin Reeves is giving you 2 threes a game, I like my chances. I mean, obviously, I'm banking on Matt Ryan and Austin Reeves, but I like our chances. I'm starting to turn around on this team. Anthony Davis, what stood out to me in the stat line in the box score? 0 for 0 from 3. This is an AD who a couple games ago was getting hurt because he was dunking, and people were calling him Anthony day-to-day street clothes Davis. And he came out tonight. He was banging with Jokic, 10 for 18. This team is kind of forming together. It looked like tonight. That's my biggest takeaway. It sounds, I'm listening to myself, and it sounds like I'm overreacting, maybe, but I like what I saw.
I don't know. I feel like with that Lakers team, I feel like they're consistently doing so much different every time that it's always going to be just mixing up. You know what I mean? They're always going to have some form of just rebounding chemistry because, again, I feel like ever since they won the championship in the bubble, it's been a significantly different team every year. I mean, you're talking about back when they won the bubble. I mean, who was that? Jared Dudley was on the team. You had JaVale McGee, Danny Green, players like that. Now you're talking about a completely different roster around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And this is a roster that continues to in a 4-year span has changed so significantly over that span. Of course, I mean, it's the NBA. You're going to see rosters changing up pretty consistently, but I feel like with this Lakers team, between the coaches being changed out, between just the roster being completely different, there's always going to have to be some sort of chemistry built back up. And it just seems that maybe now you got yourself in a situation where that's a possibility of happening. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like it just seeing the way this Lakers team has played over the past few seasons, it's just so hard to believe that they have their guys so far. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't believe it yet. I don't know.
You don't believe it yet? Hey, maybe you're not bought into Anthony Davis, but just a couple years ago, this dude was a top 5 player in the league. And what was the problem with the Lakers the first couple of games is they were losing the rebounding battle. And tonight, Anthony Davis, he led all players with rebounds, 15. The Lakers surprisingly out-rebounded the Nuggets 51-48. They out-rebounded I'll pull up their schedule real quick. Who did they play last week, Cade? The Timberwolves. They out-rebounded the Timberwolves. Let's go Bear and Cat. So now that AD's hustling, double-digit rebounds back-to-back games, I like what I'm seeing out of Anthony Davis. I think this is big.
Oh yeah, and I believe in Anthony Davis. I mean, he's still young. He's still got that potential to really be a good dominant player. It's just the fact that we've seen so many injuries over the past few seasons. I mean, going back to the bubble again, Anthony Davis was healthy, and look how well that Lakers team did with LeBron and Anthony Davis together. They were able to find that rhythm and make things work out. Granted, it was in the bubble. You could make the argument that was either a Mickey Mouse championship or is the hardest championship in pro sports history. You can make the argument no matter what way. The fact is that they won a championship, and it was with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So it could it's still possible to get it done there, especially when we're talking about a guy like LeBron, who's still putting up a crazy stat line last season as well. I mean, like, it's there for sure. It just, again, that's the definition of a team where you just rely so heavily on those starters and those star players that everything else around them is it's distraught. It's not good. It's just kind of there, just to fill space.
Hey, shout out to Jonah. He just commented on Twitter. Kate, did you see that?
Oh, geez,
he said,
no, I didn't.
Danny trying to find the positive in Austin Reeves while making a desperate comparison to Kevin Love shows just how down Lakers fans are right now. Hey, Kate, we're up. We're looking up. I said the Reeves Kevin Love comparison was bad. I kind of like the Matt Ryan Kevin Love comparison a little bit more.
God, dude, that's
Matt Ryan, kind of like one of those tall guys. He can shoot. His form is up here. He plays kind of tall, kind of awkward. Matt Ryan, hey, you give him some more shots. We'll see if he can keep hitting. I'm just saying. I want LeBron and Darvin Ham put some trust with Matt Ryan. He might pay off.
I'll say no. We got to keep Matt Ryan a name in football, not bring it into basketball. But at the same time, we'll have to see how things go with the Lakers. It's only up from here, I guess, when you start 0-5. So I guess you're right. You could look up because you were in the very pits of everything in the first 5 games of the season. So there's only one way you can look. So I could see where you're coming from, but there's also some other teams around the league that are in that exact same position. Like, I feel like really quickly going with the Nets. Nets are a team. You saw the way that Steve Nash acted when he was in Milwaukee, that game against Milwaukee. Overall, you want to talk about a team that looks like they're on the verge of collapse. I feel like the Brooklyn Nets is a definition of that team right now.
Oh, we're talking some Nets. Okay. The Brooklyn Nets, my favorite comparison right now is I feel like Brooklyn has become some sort of therapy resort where, guys are learning about themselves in Brooklyn. I think right now, KD, Kyrie, and Steve Nash are looking around saying, we formed something with these guys. We're wasting our prime years right now. KD left Golden State, left Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Steve Kerr to do his own thing with Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Steve Nash. And KD's around saying, well, Kyrie, unvaccinated. He's defending this anti-Semitic book. He's fighting with the owner. Osai even issued a statement on it. The league had to issue a statement on it. Kyrie had to apologize, explain himself. And Ben Simmons is out here playing scared basketball. He's airballing layups out here. And Kyrie left LeBron for this. Kyrie wanted to leave Cleveland and do his own thing, left for Boston. But this is This is DEFCON 3 for sure out of Brooklyn.
My God, we throwing the Kanye stuff in there. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't know. Like this is the tough part. Like, I mean, you're talking about the Lakers being in a bad situation. I think the Nets are in an even worse situation because you're talking about, as you mentioned, a roster of guys that are realistically still in their prime, still have the potential to do some great stuff in the league, and they're wasting their talents in Brooklyn. I mean, when you're talking about just the toxicity of Brooklyn. You're talking about the cancer that Brooklyn is. I mean, like literally, there's all to it. You know, I mean, you had players like Kevin Durant say, I don't want to come back to Brooklyn unless the GM and the head coach are fired. And then he still comes back. You have players like Kyrie who don't step on the court because they don't want to be vaccinated, but at the same time, in their trip back to their one or to they're one of their past teams. See, they're flipping off the crowd behind the back. You know what I mean? Like this is a team that can like genuinely cannot get anything together. Like it blows my mind. And this is like, I guess, a perfect example of like you can have some of the best players in the like NBA, but if they don't like, if there's no chemistry there, or they're just whack jobs or something like that, you're not going to get anywhere. And that's exactly what's happening here. You have Kyrie who is not he's not down to earth at all. Literally, I mean, as much as he would like to say literally, like it's just
He
like
thinks it's pretty flat.
oh, dude, 100%. Like, yeah, he thinks it's flat, and he wants to be like he want if he had a chance to be up with the aliens. Yeah, I bet he'd want to be up with the aliens. Like, he's up there. I mean, you got KD who I don't know what's going. Realistically, I don't know what's going on with KD. He's been a little bit quiet on Twitter, if you ask me. Like, I feel like I haven't seen him tweet anything big, and I feel like we're about to see something big out of him soon when it comes to him talking to the media and whatnot. Ben Simmons, another guy that realistically, did anybody have any real expectations of Ben Simmons going into the season? Everybody knew that he was.
I
Mean,
did.
you kind of, yeah. I was gonna say
I
you
did.
kind of
I
did.
really thought. I mean, this dude was pretty much averaging a triple double, and like defensively, I thought he was really going to help because, you know, he can play the five. He's 6'10", and he can lock up Trae Young, and he's playing terribly. Like this is bad basketball. Like if you have a point guard who you're paying what $30 million a year for, you trade for him, and he's scared to take layups.
Yeah, it's bad, and like it's so bad. It is so bad. That Nets team. I don't. There's not much I can say about it other than it's bad. I mean, again, Ben Simmons. It blows my mind that he's still getting the recognition he like has been getting because obviously, as mentioned, like I mean, he was a good defensive player coming out of LSU. I mean, he's shown that success in the past, but I mean, realistically, ever since missing or not even missing that shot, not taking that shot against Atlanta, back when they played 2 years back in the Eastern Conference semifinals, he's done nothing. And I mean, a lot of that time he's been sitting out, but like still, he's done nothing. Done nothing to really show that he has the potential to do something good in this league. I just don't see anything happening with Ben Simmons anymore. I mean, might as well send him out to Shanghai at this point because he's going to be putting up at least something. Like he's going to be selling some jerseys there at least. But it's just overall, it is just such a bad look for this team in general. The Nets are a dumpster fire, plain and simple. I mean, there's no, again, I told no better way to put it than a dumpster fire.
And you're 100% right. It's like they can't defend. Harris not healthy. Total dumpster fire. But what's next? What do you think is going to happen? Like KD and Kyrie are still producing at the highest level. KD 32 points per game on 51% from the field. Kyrie 30 points per game on 47% from the field. These guys are still producing at a high clip, but like you said, they can't master the dumpster fire. Kate, are these guys going to be on the trade market in 30 games from now?
See, and this is the most difficult part about this because I mean, you talk about the way that Kevin Durant wanted to trade over the summer, but the Nets were so unwilling to try finding a like a trade partner for him that would be willing to give that just something that they thought was fitting for Kevin Durant, which makes sense. Kevin Durant is one of the best players in the NBA, especially when he is healthy. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, you're talking about trying to get something back for him that you can't really replace. You know what I mean? Like it's so difficult because you know this Nets team is going to be wanting to pretty much get players and pieces back that they know they can still win with right now, but that you know you can't do that with a player like Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving, or realistically, still in this case, even though I don't like him, I don't think he's that good of a player. Ben Simmons, like it's going to be interesting to see that. Yeah, they're probably going to be shopping them if this still continues to happen, but at the same time, it's like from how it sounds, that team is just so unwilling to just blow everything up and just try starting fresh again. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. I do think eventually they are gonna have to look to trade them, and I think they're gonna have to take the L. KD and Kyrie up for sale. Kyrie back to the Lakers or coming to the Lakers?
That conversation again. I don't know. Like the it's they got
I
to.
don't know.
Here's the thing.
I just think I'll say this: that I think the NBA is just in such a weird spot right now.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of teams that have stuck together, not producing. Like if you just look, if we take a look at the standings, Kate, right now, looking at the West, the Blazers are 1, Spurs 3, Jazz 4, Pelicans 5. Who saw this coming? Like players that have played together, the Nuggets, they haven't clicked just yet. The Grizzlies, they've been playing together. They're they picked up some good wins. The Suns, but like a team that has played together, they're on top, but the Blazers are also on top. It's just a weird place right now in the NBA.
Yeah, and that's also something I kind of want to talk about on the show is just the fact that I mean you see so like stars aren't producing the way that I think a lot of people were expecting them to play at the beginning of the season. I mean, you look at some of the like again some of the teams that we projected to do incredibly well this season. We've talked about. I mean, you had the Lakers up there. Obviously, I didn't, but at the same time, they're obviously doing absolutely nothing. You have teams like the oh my god, the Nuggets that have such a star-studded lineup, but as of now, they're sitting at the number 8 spot, which I 4-3, which is all right, I guess. I mean, looking at their schedule, they haven't really played anybody too insane. I mean, they beat the Warriors. They beat the Warriors. Yeah, they beat the Warriors already.
Yeah,
I mean, they beat like they're losing the teams that they really just don't have any business losing to, and that's the most frustrating part with some of that. Obviously, the Warriors are still in a position where they're have a losing record at the moment. Dallas is at 500. I mean, you're right. It
hey,
is a very
one team
strained
that has
NBA.
impressed me, Cade, one team that has really impressed me, it's a team that just beat the Celtics, the defending Eastern champs. The Cleveland Cavaliers look for real. Donovan Mitchell coming off a 41-point game and then a 38-point game. We were high on the Cleveland Cavs. I think I had them as my 4 seed. I think you had them as 4 or 2, something like that. But they look like they're going to be for real contenders out of the East. That I might have to change my pick. I might have to roll with the Cavs. I really like what I see out of them. Kevin Love, if he can give you 29 points and 22 minutes off the bench, that's 6th man of the year material. So I really like what I'm seeing out of Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree. I think Cleveland's really putting together something special out there. They're looking really good. I like what I've seen so far. It'll just be interesting to see how it plays out down the stretch of the season. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of really good talent in the East. And of course, it goes without saying, it sucks to say, but it goes without saying that each team is going to see their fair share of injuries. So I'm intrigued to see how that plays out in Cleveland. But at the same time, they're just still playing crazy good basketball out there. They're doing good. Keep it up early in the season. I mean, 6 games in, not really too much to really say as of now, but same time, they're still playing really good basketball out there. Donovan Mitchell is really impressing everybody out there so far. And I mean, what do you expect out of a guy that, I mean, as you mentioned, consistently took a very what looked like mediocre Jazz teams to the playoffs so consistently. I mean, he took him to the number 1 seed back in 2021.
And
Overall,
he was doing this in the West, and with Rudy Gobert as your number 2 option, like a defensive center as your number 2, he was doing this consistently in the West, and we know how stacked the West has been. So yeah, no, he's definitely. What's surprising with Mitchell is no All NBA selections just yet, only All Stars, but he's looking like a true number 1 on a championship team.
oh,
Can you hear me? Okay,
100%.
Kate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out because again, I wasn't too hot on the Cavs going into the season just because I feel like they needed that time to kind of figure out their team and whatnot, make sure things were looking good. You knew they would probably be one of those teams that when it came to the trade deadline, they would probably be making moves, whether it was most likely getting people onto the team and whatnot. But overall, again, like I said, really impressed with how that Cavs team is looking so far. I think they're gonna make a move so far. I mean, they have. I agree. I think they have a good chance at getting deep into the playoffs this year. It's good looking things in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Especially considering that I feel like Cleveland's really looking to get back ever since having lost LeBron and losing those NBA Finals so consistently over the past few years. Yeah, it's looking good out there.
And I feel like we have to talk a little bit about the Bucks, the only undefeated team in the NBA right now. Giannis Antetokounmpo, if you just go through his recent games, this dude's like averaging 40 points per game. He just had 34 against the Hawks earlier, and then he had a 44-point game and a 43-point game. Right now, Giannis Antetokounmpo is by far, in my opinion, the best player in basketball. And this team looks like they're on a mission, like a team that feels like they know they could have made the finals again last year. And, you know, I always clown on them, or not really clown, but I just feel like they didn't really take the regular season that serious last year, and it looks like they're coming out with something to prove.
No, 100%. And hey, Giannis was my pick for MVP this year. I think overall, when you look at his playing style, look at his abilities, he looks crazy good this year, and it shows just because of how well this Bucks team is doing. I mean, we know that Giannis has help. He's got Drew. He's got Chris Middleton. I mean, overall, like, it's not just a one-man show out there, but at the same time, you're not looking at Chris Middleton and Drew Holidays as those true, real big superstars like all these other teams have that are showing success at the moment.
Ooh, let's not disrespect Chris Middleton now.
No, I'm not. I was gonna say, like, I still think he's a star in the NBA. I think he's still doing good, but I'm just saying that when you got somebody like Giannis, he's gonna be the one driver of all the success. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
Exactly. So it's like I respect Chris Middleton, but again, he's not. He still doesn't have that same level of like respect. He still doesn't have that same level of playing ability that you see some of these other big time teams have. You know what I mean? And that's why it's like, okay, you see what Giannis is doing and how the Bucks are playing so far, knowing that a lot of that is going through Giannis. That makes it look way more impressive, and it makes also on top of that, it just continues to add to the fact just how good Giannis is. We've talked about in the past how good Giannis has been. It's not a secret, it's no surprise, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes the league just needs a little bit of just like they just need that little reminder every once in a while from just the different stars out there that, yeah, they're still there and they're still ready to compete. I mean, obviously Jokic and Joel Embiid have gotten that shine over the past few seasons, but Giannis, I mean, you're talking about ever since going to the NBA Finals and winning the NBA Finals, winning NBA Finals MVP, just continuing that insane streak of just, he doing everything he can to get back there and try really just forming a true dynasty up north. I don't think it's going to happen, but you can tell that's what he's trying to do up there.
I agree. Any other teams you want to touch on, Cade?
I'll say nothing too much. I was gonna say Nets were the big one because I mean, I said, you see them collapsing this early in the season, especially when you see play like Steve Nash, the way he was ejected a few games back. I mean, this is happening 6 games into the season. That's insane to me.
I know. I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. I wasn't high on the Nets, but I think I still had to throw them in my playoffs. I wasn't saying that they were like, a top 3 seed. I think I had them at 6, but for them to explode and vomit all over themselves this quickly, it's weird because like we talked about this earlier, but the Nets and Lakers are both 1-5, and both are in panic, but it feels like the Nets are in much more panic than the Lakers, which is crazy to say.
100%.
Just 1 year ago, these two teams were the betting favorite to make the NBA Finals. Just 1 year ago.
It's crazy to think about. And also, Dane, just to put this in perspective too, we're only 12 days into the season. We're 12 days in. Like, we're not far into the season, and this is already happening in New York and Brooklyn. Like, it's not good.
That's like equivalent to probably like one NFL game.
Yeah, like 1 or 2. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it actually, I think, yeah, it'd be like one game, like first game of the season, you're already imploding. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's insane. All right, we'll kick it over from NBA talk. We'll go fit of the week. Danny, send me yours. You haven't sent me yours yet.
Oh, it was you go first, then I'll send it to you right now.
Okay, I was gonna say what I sent you. I think you thought it was a joke, not a joke, but you thought it was funny. But I'm actually going with this as my fit of the week. Grant Williams. It's a bit of a stretch, I know that, but I'm going Grant Williams. We'll have to see what the people think. Getting festive with it. It's Halloween, so why not come dressed as Batman to the arena? So I think overall, I mean, this is genuinely one of the funniest like costumes in the NBA. Like, just in the NBA, this has to be one of the funniest costumes we've seen in a while.
Okay. After you sent me this, I was looking. I was trying to find more like costumes that players are wearing, but I couldn't find any. I'm just gonna give you this week. Like I don't want the people to vote. Like this is gonna win this week. This is hilarious. I don't. Grant Williams kind of looks like um he looks like a little kid whose face is like too big, like some fat chubby kid whose face is too big for the mask. It looks hilarious. This is a it's like some discount Batman, right?
Yeah. Oh no, I think it's like the early years Batman and whatnot, like trying to go
No
like
way.
back in the day with
This
it.
was an
But no,
actual old Batman suit.
I think that was like kind of the gist of it. But it makes it 10 times funnier because remember a few years back when Travis Scott had his Batman suit.
I was gonna send you that for my fit of the week.
Like I'll just say, like the face is the exact same, like the tighten face and whatnot. Like, oh, dude, it's so funny. But yeah, no. So hold up, you just gonna forfeit it then?
I will throw out a shy guild just Alexander, but I wouldn't mind forfeiting this week.
Okay, I was gonna say we'll let the people decide, but I know I
Okay,
had to go with that. I was gonna say getting ready for Halloween and whatnot, and I mean, we've seen some, like I said, we've seen some good NBA Halloween like costumes in the past, but this is probably like one of the funniest ones we've seen.
yeah, no, it's hilarious. I sent in. I'll submit a shy fit just so we could just admire. You know, shy. He just got the drip. He's the king of drip in the NBA. With the rocking the Louis fit with the dark denim, and it looks like he just got some white Air Forces down low. So just another clean fit out of someone who just knows how to dress.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, see, look at this on my timeline, the interview with Grant Williams trying to do a Batman impression. Oh god, see, this is the fun stuff. But yeah, make sure okay, so we'll put up a poll for this still. Make sure you go over to 94 feet at 94 feet show, Instagram, Twitter, vote for what fit you think was the best fit of the week. Also, appreciate the new layout for the fit of the week. I was gonna say I want to put a little more new graphics into it, make it a little bit more special for season 2. So had to mix it up. You know what I mean? So yeah, make sure you go vote on
AK,
that.
we got some. The people liked it. We got some shout outs on the new graphics.
Oh, from who?
Ripley.
Oh yeah. Hey, I was gonna say because you saw what you saw on the winners one with the standings. You saw the pictures I used for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Dude,
talking
I was
about.
gonna say, dude, I had to for that. I even gave you a little pigeon for in remembrance of the pigeon you ran over.
Oh.
Dude, little reminder, but yeah, okay, but yeah,
Yeah.
make sure you vote 94 feet show Twitter, Instagram. We'll have it up there pretty shortly. Not tonight, obviously. I'm trying to go to bed, but sometime soon. All right, Danny,
Yeah.
real quick, we got a lot of fashion stuff to get into. We'll just do one each quick. Fit King predictions for this season, Danny. We've talked about a lot. We've talked about a lot of the people that we think have some of the best fits, but of course, there can only be one who really puts together the best fits in the NBA. Danny, who do you think is going to be Fit King of this year's season or this season for
I
the
think
NBA?
I think we both know who it is. This is some dude that I just picked. This is some dude who I feel like I'm always picking every single week. Going back last semester, even in the off season, I feel like we when we did a fit of the week, it's Shai Gilgeous Alexander. Um,
Shy. Okay.
Shai, yeah. I don't know who like I you could go PJ Tucker, but I kind of want to go with this, a young kid, a young gun. So I'm going with my boy Alexander.
All right. I was going to say, can't go wrong with that. I do genuinely think he puts together some of the best fits without a doubt. I'm going to go somewhere a little different, though. And
Okay.
it's a guy we've talked about a little earlier on the stream. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know, actually, because I'm
Hey,
thinking about his.
another guy who I wouldn't mind switching to is Jordan Clarkson. Like this dude, I really think he knows how to put together like streetwear and like men's style, like dapper look together so cleanly.
Oh, 100%. I think those are like the two that, like, I think when you think NBA fashion, you think those two people. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
think just easily just they have the best stuff. See, yeah, I'm kind
Hey,
of I'm
who you looking
tossing it
at?
up. I was gonna say because I was gonna say Ben Simmons, but I feel like he's just not as consistent with his fits because he can put together some really good fits. The only issue with it is that I don't think he's doing it as consistently to like be like, okay, like he's got some fire. You know what I mean? Like it's like here and there and whatnot. But for me, I've seen this guy a lot more often. I think he's actually putting together some pretty good fits. I think in time, and I think this is going to be the year just based off his style and whatnot, he's going to hit the trends that I think a lot of people are like really big on right now. But I'm going with Thanasis Antetokounmpo, the
Wow.
little
Okay.
brother of Giannis. I was going to say, I think we talked about him one time, maybe twice last year, but I think just in general, you look at the way that his fits have progressed over the past few seasons. I think this season, like I said, he's going to find himself in a transition, in a position where he like makes those transitions to what's like really rocking now, and I think it's going to be a good look for him. I think overall, it's going to be his year to be fit king.
I have noticed that he has been standing out. He's got like this really nice style of like the 80s, kind of old school rapper type style. He definitely knows how to just, I really like that pick. Someone else I'll throw out there, Jaylen Brown, might be my sleeper pick, and Tyrese Halliburton. Like this dude, these two are some two sleepers in terms of like style in the NBA. And with Tyrese, it seems like he's more of like a sneakerhead. It feels like, which is cool to see. Like he'll sell his outfits around sneakers, really. So, hey, I might have to. I'm gonna switch it up. I feel like Shy was a safe pick, Kate. I'm gonna go with Tyrese.
Tyrese, okay, I like that. I was gonna say I know we've got him last year, but yeah, he puts together some good fits overall. I think again, I feel like kind of with the Nessus in the same way with Tyrese. They're both going with fits that they know that they're going to be able to rock, but also people can appreciate from all around. You know what I mean? Like you like for example, like somebody like me can find some of the like same stuff at the store and be able to rock a fit very similar. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and make it look good. Yeah, Thanasis. He's looking so good on the bench over there, wherever he's at.
Exactly. He needs to. He's got time to put into his fits, considering that he knows he's not going to be seeing too much playing time. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
he's
think,
not.
and
Go ahead. Go ahead.
even
Sorry.
oh no, you're good. I was gonna say even then though, I feel like that's part about being like a fit king is that you can have put together some really good fits, but at the same time, they also got to be able to translate in a way where people can also take inspiration from that. And you got guys like Shy and Jordan Clarkson, you can get some inspiration, especially from Jordan Clarkson, but just in general, it's so much harder to replicate some of those fits or take inspiration from that just because of how out there they are. But with players like the Nasus and Halliburton, a lot more toned down in a good way because you can, like I said, replicate those fits and make it look good on your own body.
Nah, I definitely agree. And it's also fun when they're getting buckets on the court too, and like Tyrese is dropping triple doubles, and then he's got the swag pregame. Like you kind of want to copy a Tyrese fit, something like that.
Exactly. See, that's what I like about it. So no, I like that. I like the switch up. Tyrese Halliburton, Thanasis Antetokounmpo. I think we're solid there. All right,
What's
to
next?
continue with the
We get into
fashion
spooky
stuff.
season.
Oh,
Spooky season, Kate.
100%. I'll say I tried adding some graphics in the background a little bit. You can't see the happy Halloween. It's a little bit too big, but that's okay. I didn't have time to check it. But overall, yeah. Hey, best Halloween sneaker drops. I was gonna say Complex put out a list of the top 10 Halloween sneaker drops. I think one real quick. I do want to shout these out right now. Have you seen the Jason Dunks dropping? I think
Jason
they
Dunks. No,
may have
I'll
already
know.
dropped. I'll let me pull them up just to make sure that's what like I'm thinking the right thing in my head. But yeah, they're coming out with. Oh my bad, they're the Air Jordan 1 lows, but they call them the flaxen oil green Air Jordan 1 lows, but like it's supposed to be like a Jason themed. Is that Jason? Hold up, I'm pretty sure, or just like a spooky themed, I guess, not Jason themed, but spooky themed. And the collaboration with Zion Williamson. I think that you can throw those in as a Halloween sneaker, right?
Yeah. No, I would definitely count it. I'm not really feeling the dunk high. It looks like some knockoff like Freddy Krueger dunk that is not as good as the Freddy Kruegers. And
No,
yeah, I
100%
don't know.
agree there. But at the same time, I still respect it. I think I would definitely, I might try rocking those. I mean, just see how they
Really?
feel, how they look. You know what I mean? I might try it out. But I was gonna say November 8th for people who want to know that the Zion Williamson Jordan Low. It's a good look in my opinion. I'm not sure how well it's gonna look, but I think it's a good look.
Oh, okay. I pulled up the wrong sneaker, kid. I pulled up the Freddie versus Jason Air Jordan 1. I did not say, I didn't get the Zion Williamson. The Voodoos. Is that what they're called?
Voodoos.
The
That's
Voodoos?
yeah. That's right. That's the Voodoos.
No, these are clean. I have not seen. If you want to pull up the shoes that I was talking about, the Freddie versus Jason Air Jordan 1s.
Yeah, I
But no, I
got you.
really like the Voodoos. I feel like that's a clean shoe. This is a Zion Williamson. Like he designed this shoe,
I'm not. Ooh,
or
I think he had something to do with it, but yeah,
It
he
looks like
had
he
something.
he dropped the Jordan 2 Zion, and I guess they just paired it with that drop.
Yeah, no, I see. That's what I liked about it. I think those were good. Yeah, Danny, I've never seen the. I think these are. You think these are the Freddy versus Jason ones? You think those got to be custom, right?
Oh, are
Those
those
aren't.
customs?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Yeah,
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 but
you're
no,
right there.
in general though, like yeah, I think the Voodoo, Jordan One lows, good looking shoe. But like I
No,
said, complex. Oh, my bad. What were you saying?
those are clean. Those are clean.
Yeah, for sure. Complex top 10 Halloween sneakers. Danny, let's just go through let's pick our top three. So because we don't got too much time left. Let's pick our top three, see what we're feeling, and we'll go from there. At least from the list. So Danny, I'll let you. Do you want me to go first, or do you think you'll be good to go first?
I can hop in right here. This shoe, my number. I'll start at number three. My number three. The shoe dropped a couple years ago. Virgil took over the game when he released his 10 sneakers, and this has to be in my top three, like favorite spooky um uh shoe. I'm going with the off-white Blazers, specifically the All Hallows Eve. These are the colors on the shoe is beautiful. The big red swoosh. When Virgil dropped these, okay, I actually bought. I paid $50 for a bot and got scammed on off some
Oh,
Discord, some dude on Instagram because I wanted these shoes so bad that I bought some boof bot that some dude copped $60 off me. But I really wanted this shoe, and this has to be number three for me. It's a beautiful shoe.
oh, I want to say, I love it. I think again, as you mentioned, easily one of the best drops to come out of that the 10 from the off-white Nike collaborations. I love them. They're a great looking shoe in general. I think for me like the top 3 I have are like it doesn't matter like where they are, you know what I mean? Like they're my top 3 no matter what. It's just hard to place exactly where I want each one. But instead of going with the off-white Nike Blazer at 1, or my bad, at 3, I'm gonna go with something a little different. I'm going with the SB Dunk Low Mummy. And I think with these, and the reason I have these at 3, I like the look, I like the design, I like the way it feels, but I don't know, like that clear, that like almost like looks like a glow in the dark outsole. That one doesn't do it for me, and that's kind of what makes me set it back. But overall, in general, I think you look at the way this shoe's built. The upper's super nice. I mean, you have that fraying along the corners, that unclean cut. Like that's a super nice look. The colors are easily to match with anything, so you can rock these with like any pants, shorts, anything like that. They're gonna look good. So yeah, no, my 5, and these were released in 2021, so these are, I mean, from last year. But yeah, so my 3, I got the Nike SB Dunk Low Mummy.
Okay, I like that pick. For my number two spot, I'm gonna go with bit of a 2000s throwback. I don't know. This is actually tough. I don't know if I want to include both dunks in my top three list, but I think I'm only gonna pick one. And for my number two spot, I'm gonna go with the Air Force One Low Halloween. You know, back in the day when forces were popping and Bapestas were really up, this Halloween shoe was super hype. It still is. These are really tough to get your hands on DS just because this leather cracks super easily after a couple years. But back in the day, this shoe was really cool. This seems like a sick shoe to own, so I'm gonna go with this one.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like it's weird because it's like, I mean, over the past few years, I feel like Nike has tried doing some sort of Halloween Air Force One. A lot of the times, it's always, or at least recently, it's always been the Air Force with the skull foot, not the skull, the skeleton foot in it. And I've actually
The
liked those
skull,
quite a bit. I
I
would have,
really do like that. Those are kind of slept on. I really like the skulls. They have like the black and the white colorway too. Both are clean
they
shoes.
got the purple ones too.
Really,
I
I'll
think
pull those up
those
right now.
released last year, but yeah, no, they did the purple, like skeleton foot one. I don't know, but like I think those were slept on a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. This one for me, I'm not a huge fan of patent leather. That's the only issue with this one. At least not like, I feel like with the Jordan 11, that's the one they can get away with. But this one in particular, not a huge fan of. So, and again, as you mentioned, they crack easily, which makes a big difference. I'm trying to get a look at that logo on the back. Is that, I don't know what that is, but in general, I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of these. I mean, I could see where their hype is around it, but I don't know. I just can't get my mind behind it. But for my
It's a
number
Jason
2,
mask. It's a Jason mask, by the
oh, is
way,
that
kid.
what it?
I
Oh,
think.
okay, I
I
could see
don't
it.
know. That's my guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say a bit different, but for my 2, I'm going with the off-white Nike Blazer. Overall, I mean, as you mentioned, it's generally one of the probably the like. I think Blazers are way too overhyped, especially today. But at the same time, with this off-white blazer, this is probably the best blazer out there that you can get, in my opinion. It's pricey as hell, makes sense, but overall in general, I think this is the best set of blazers you can get out there. So I think it'd be wrong to have that anywhere outside of my top three. Again, like I said, for my top three, I feel like you could have put any of them anywhere, but this is just the way I feel about this one. I like for Halloween specifically, I think there's better ones out there, but this is still a fantastic blazer shoe.
And so this means I'm on my number two, Cade. I'm on
No, you
number
just
one.
yeah, number one.
Okay, number one. This one, it has to be locked in as number one. If you think Halloween and you think like basic costume, basic corny horror movie, it's Freddy Krueger, and the fact that these shoes, uh, like completely resemble the movie, Nightmare on Elm Street. The fact that these are super limited because of copyright issues with that movie, and the release got scratched. These are really sought after. The swoosh is silver. You got the stripes, the blood splatter on accents. Ooh, that's crazy design. This is by far the best Halloween sneaker of all time, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. I agree. That and this was my number one too. I mean, when you talk about a shoe that encompasses like the idea of Halloween, it's this shoe overall. You're talking about a classic movie and turning that into a one of the best dunks of all time, in my opinion. It's hard to beat, I mean, it's just overall fantastic looking shoe. There's not much to say just because they hit this shoe on the just they hit the nail on the head so well with this shoe. And I feel like again, it just there's not really much to say there just because of how well they did this shoe, especially just with again everything. There's you've wrapped it up. I mean, there's not much to say. It's a great shoe.
Unfortunately, the last sale on StockX went for $15,000. So I
Oh,
don't know if we'll ever get our hands on these. But hey,
no.
I do want to see them in person one day. Maybe some sneaker store has them.
No, yeah. I mean, in person would be pretty sick. I could see like this could be somebody's like sleeper grail shoe, in my opinion, just the
Yeah.
way it looks and whatnot. You know what I mean? It's a good looking shoe. All right, real quick though. Last thing for today, you want to talk about LeBron 20s. Uh, I saw these a few months back, and you might agree with me here. Saw these a few months back. The first impression I got with these is that do you remember some of the Kobe's they released right after he retired?
Yep. The
That's
the Kobe
exactly what they
AD.
yeah, that's exactly what it looked like in my opinion.
No, I actually agree. These really do look like Protro Kobe's. They look so much like the Protro fours, and that's probably why I like them so much. But I do remember you said that, and I completely agree.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, exactly. They're a good looking shoe. The one thing that I'm interested to see about these is because these are a more low cut shoe. They're a little bit like I guess smaller compared to the rest of the LeBron shoes that are out there. I'm interested to see the weight of the shoe because I mean I have a pair of dude, I don't even remember, maybe LeBron 17s or something like that. But I got a pair of LeBrons. They're bricks on my feet. They're so heavy. They're just tough to run around. Like, I mean, it's overall just like it's a cool looking shoe, but it's just so heavy. That's the most difficult part about it. But these they definitely look like LeBron with a little more of a lighter weight material, a lighter weight build overall. I mean, it's different for sure. And actually, I'll even throw this on top of it too. I feel like this is a shoe that you almost see as like you know how like you almost all like pro players they have their like signature line of shoes and then they have like the like more like inexpensive pair that they like also like to throw out at like the outlet stores.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
Like I feel like that's something that would come from that like outlet pair of shoes. You know what I mean? Like this doesn't feel it doesn't give the same feel that like a typical LeBron shoe gives off.
I think that's a good thing, Kate, because back in my playing day, back in the day, when I used to have bad ankle problems, I used to rock LeBrons like pretty religiously. I think I had like at one point I got like the nines, the 10, the Soldier nines, Soldier tens, all the way up to like 13. Like I had lots of LeBron shoes because they were like really bulky and they protected my ankles, which is what I really needed. And now that they're sleek, I really like it. Now that I'm just like playing pickup. I don't have ankle issues anymore from playing basketball every day. Um, I kind of I like these lighter top shoes, and the double swoosh I think is pretty fire. They're releasing some pretty cool colorways that don't really feel like LeBron. Like if I don't know, I feel like LeBron doesn't. other than like the South beaches, there's not really too many colorway shoes that stick with LeBron. And he just released Time Machine. The Time Machine drops. They look pretty cool. They're reselling for like $800, so there's some hype around them now. So I really like the new sleek LeBron. Year 20, maybe he needs to get some speed, extra speed or something. Shoes are weighing him down, but I really like these shoes.
No, I agree. I feel like I do like him. That's the most important thing. I do like him. I mean, they had LeBron in like the all pink pair, which I think is a fantastic look. I think pink overall in general is just a very slept on color, especially when it comes to shoes. I mean, you look at the Kade on pearls and whatnot, like those are a fantastic looking pair. If I could get my hands on a pair of those, which honestly I
Ooh,
probably could because I don't think they'd be too pricey as long as you go with the right silhouette. I mean, it's definitely worth it. But yeah, overall in general, I feel like the LeBron 20s, it's definitely a different perspective on a pair of LeBron shoes. And I do like that in the sense because I feel like in general, this could be a much more productive and nicer and just overall better feeling LeBron shoe. But at the same time, I don't know. There's something about those big bulky shoes that LeBron wears that I just feel like it's kind of like it's a good feel to it. You know what I mean? Like it's fun going out there rocking a pair of LeBrons and like actually like being known that they're LeBrons. You know what I mean? Like these don't have that signature shoe feel. They're still good. They just don't have that signature shoe feel.
I agree. Yeah, you get your LeBrons in, and you just kind of start wanting to play in center now. You're setting screens, rebounding. I know what you mean.
Exactly. See, exactly. Like it just doesn't have that same feel. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind getting my hands on a pair of these just to try them out, but we'll have to see about that. Danny, you got anything to wrap the show up with?
Hey, let me see who the Lakers got up next, Kate. I'll tell you if we're winning or losing the game. But
All right, let's hear it.
okay, let's see. Who Lakers got 1-5. I want people to remember that 1-5. They got Lakers, Pelicans Wednesday night. Zion come into town. Staples Center was up on a Sunday night. Kate, Staples Center showed out for this Nuggets team, and Lakers gonna upset the Pelicans again.
Hey, I see you
Another.
still referring to it as Staples Center instead of crypto.com arena.
Oh, come on! It's still Staples Center. I'm not calling it crypto.
No, I completely understand. I completely understand. Not stopping you there. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna win that game, but keep your hopes up. We'll have to see.
Hey, good show. Good show today. It was fun.
Oh, I this is the this was the opposite of a
The
good
stream,
show, but
the stream was interesting. That was a fun show. That's
now
why.
what makes it better is that like this stream played the entire time that we were going through issues. This played, so I don't know who tuned in, but yeah, we might have. I'm not gonna lie. I know I said some bad stuff. I'm not sure what Danny said. We might have to delete this, like just because like we can't have this. Like I gotta watch out. What I have to rewatch it, see what got out there and whatnot. But we might have to delete this, just as a heads up. So if you don't see it on Twitter or you can't see the replay of it, there's good reasonings for it. It's nothing bad. But again, we
It's so
thank you
funny.
guys. Oh yeah, let's
Like,
hear it.
can I cuss right now? Okay, like, can I cuss? Because it's already like the damage the image is
I
already
mean, yeah,
tainted.
you're right. Damage is already done, so who cares at
Yeah.
this point?
Okay. Now I'm not gonna force a cuss word, but
Oh,
that's just
okay.
funny to
No,
me.
yeah, no. I mean, it was out there. Like I think when we came back, I pulled up the stream on my phone just to see like what was going on, and like first thing I hear is me saying something like just a cuss word or whatnot. I was like,
I heard that
nothing
in the
that's fun.
background.
Yeah, dude, it
I
was
heard that.
bad. It makes it worse too because like there were times where I was checking this and I just have like a dead stare straight into like my like just on my screen. It looks so bad. Like I might I'm not I think we're gonna have to take this off like and just delete it and whatnot, but like I'm gonna make sure I save that like
I
footage.
want this footage. I want this footage.
Oh, 100%. Like just the
Yeah.
I don't care about the like when we do the show, that's just the show, but I'm definitely gonna save that first part because this was just hands down like one of the best moments that like just the most comedic moments easily. All right,
All
Danny.
right.
That'll wrap it up for us tonight. Thank you guys for joining us, especially through all the technical issues. Also, I forgot to mention the two. One of the biggest issues. I think we're getting some like decent streaming. Like we're getting like some decent viewership through this as well. So like they may have seen all of that, which makes it 10 times worse. But yeah, like I said, we thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Hopefully, it won't happen again. We're gonna go through, make sure everything looks good. If it doesn't look good, we'll have to take it down. No worries. I'll say nothing too crazy. But again, we thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you guys for putting up with us. We hope you have a wonderful week.